So, hello all. I'll be starting my session in just 2-3 minutes. So, still there are 2-3 minutes to start. So, I'll be just starting in 2-3 minutes. So, before starting anything, you should have all your materials ready, your colors, palette, 2 containers of water, brushes, everything. I will tell you in detail what all things are required. So, still we have 2 more minutes to pour. So, I'll wait for 2 more minutes and then we'll start this session. So, this is the painting we will be doing. So, everything in detail, I'll be telling you what all colors we need, everything. This painting I have done on canvas. So let's discuss about first the materials which we will be needing. So the first material which I have here taken is the my sheet, and I've just taped it down with masking tape, as you can see. So masking tape, I've just taped it down all around. Now this is a paper sheet which I'm using here. This is 300 GSM paper. So it is a thick paper where whenever you use any acrylic medium, try to use thick paper. So this is 300 GSM cold press. So this paper I will be using for doing my artwork, and this is half of A4 size. I haven't taken a very big paper because otherwise we will not be able to complete this painting. So I've taken this half of A4 size paper, and I've just taped it down on this sheet, that is the acrylic sheet you can see. I've just taped it down over here, and we'll start painting on this sheet. So the first color which we'll use for the background is the pink, cadmium yellow, then violet and white. So these four colors we will be using for the background. Apart from that, we will for the mountains we will be needing different colors. That is, first is the Prussian blue, second color is ivory black, then the cerulean blue. So these three colors we will be using for the mountains. So it's not a very difficult painting, but yes, the blending is there, so we need to take care of the blendings. So let's keep the colors aside, and after that, let's talk about the brushes which we will be needing. So the first brush we will be needing is the flat brush. Then the second brush is the round brush. Now comes the third brush, which is the liner brush. Then comes the fan brush. So all these brushes we will be needing for the painting. You can also use filbert brush instead of flat brush if you don't have. And round brush of, see, the size of brush depends upon the size of paper which you are using. So the size should be according to your size of paper. So my paper is of half of A4 size. So I'm using a smaller size brush like 6, 8, 4. These are the number of brushes which I am using here. So let's start with, our painting. So this painting I'll keep it aside. So first we will do the drawing part. That is very important here. So let's do a little bit of drawing part first. So first we'll draw mountains. As you can see here, there are so many mountains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Almost 7 mountains are there. So let's first draw the mountain from first below. Let's draw from below, and then we'll go towards the top part. So the first mountain which I'm drawing here is here. Then on top of it, again one more mountain is there. Okay. Again over here. It's a simple drawing, it's not very complicated. And this is the first live YouTube which I am doing here. I have my channel for many years, but I haven't tried this live but this time I thought of doing it live over here so that I get also used to YouTube live. So let's see how it goes. So these are small little mountains, one on top of the other, and one mountain is over here, just like this. So all these mountains are on top of one another. So there are all together seven mountains. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. So there are seven mountains overlapping one another. A simple and basic drawing which here I'm using. And if someone is missing this video, this will be recorded and you will get this recorded video. So now you can just watch it. If you don't have the colors and do it later, that is also okay, and you can paint it along with me also. And if you're not able to paint along with me, you can do it later and you can share your artwork on my Instagram page, that is Mohini Art Gallery. So this is the drawing which I have done for the mountains. Now I will draw the clouds which are here, just a few drawing. And whenever you are drawing clouds, don't draw it in a very harsh line. Draw it with a very soft line. This is the cloud which is here, which is in violet in color. So here we will draw the clouds and the sky and then the mountains. So let's first start with the above part. So first part. So here I am using my pink color. So if you don't have pink color, you can use your magenta color or any color which can turn that into a orangey color. Now this is a bright pink color which I am using here. Now I will use cadmium yellow. Just a second. So just taking out some cadmium yellow. So the first color is the fluorescent pink cadmium yellow. Then this violet color. So violet color also you can mix with blue and pink. You will get a nice violet color. Then you will mix cerulean blue with pink. So if you don't have violet, you can always do the mixing part. And also white. So these three colors first I will be using for my background. I will also take out a little bit of this cerulean blue so that I can mix a little bit to the sky also. So all these colors I have taken out. The first one is titanium white, then fluorescent pink, then cadmium yellow, violet, and cerulean blue. If you don't have violet, you can mix pink and yellow to make violet. And if you don't have pink, then you can use red and mix it with white to turn it to a pink color. But that pink will be a little different than the pink which I am using here. If you have magenta color, you can use magenta also. So let's start with the base layer. So first we'll start with this above part and then we'll do the lower part because above part is a little tricky than the lower part. So before doing any painting, we'll take our flat brush, simple flat brush, and make sure that your color, the water, and your have extra cloth with you so that you can clean your brush. So let's start with the top layer first. Just wet your brush nicely. If you have any questions, you can ask me on the chat button. If you have any questions, or you can personally ask me through my Instagram. That is also fine. And if anyone is trying to paint this, please do share me your project work by tagging me on Instagram. That is Misty Art Gallery. So I've just wet my brush nicely. Now the first thing which I will do is the color mixing. I am using here my palette knife to mix the color. So first I will take this fluorescent color, fluorescent pink. This is a very bright color and it looks very nice when you use this fluorescent with especially the fluorescent and yellow mix. It gives a vibrant yellow color. You can see how vibrant it is when we are mixing this color. So I'll add a little bit of white to it because mostly fluorescent colors are little translucent color you can say. So that's why I'm mixing here a little white to make it a more opaque color. So mix that much amount of color which is required for the background because every time you will mix color, another color will come up. So it's better to mix enough amount of color before starting any sort of painting. If you are a beginner, you'll not be able to understand that how much color you have to take. But slowly, when you'll start practicing it, you'll get to know that how much color is needed. So this comes with practice. So the more you practice, the more you get an idea. So I've just mixed a little yellowish color. Now I'll start first the background. First I will just do with the orange color, that's it. The first coat. I've just wet the brush and just I've wet the brush. I haven't put any water in this. I've just wet my brush and I will take this color in excessive amount and I will just apply it on top. Since this is a transparent color, so we have to apply at least 2 coats of it because that effect will not come up in first coat. So I'm just applying it nicely. Don't press your brush very hard, just use the light pressure of the brushes when you are doing such type of painting. And once I've done this much of orange, I will wash off my brush and then take this fluorescent and this white mix and I'll apply it over here because this area is more towards the pinkish side. So I'm just currently blocking the colors where the colors are required. I'm not looking out at how to blend the colors. I'm just blocking it first. And then I will do all the blending and everything in the second coat. So I'm just applying the first coat first. And so first I've used orange, then pink color. Then I'll use here the violet color. Now in this violet also I'm mixing this pink and a bit of white. So it's a very light color actually, light purplish color and a little amount of cerulean blue also I will mix. And I'll start applying it from here. A little bit more of towards bluish side I need. So just applying it first. So I haven't done any blending till now. I'm just blocking it the colors, that's it. So just giving the shape that how the colors will be. Now a little more white towards the lower part and just darken this whole background area. So I've just done the top part first, just one coat, but I'll do again the second coat once this first coat has dried. Now drying is very important here. If you will use on the wet thing, again the color will start coming out. So it's better to dry the first coat before using the second coat. So wait for the first coat to dry, and let's. So this above part has already dried, and this is a bit drying. So again, I will try to mix little more of this orangey color and little bit of white mix. Now, as I have already told, since this colors are a bit transparent, that's why I am mixing a little white to this. So let's start first from top. So see, now here I am doing a different type of blending. It's not a simple blending like this. So here I am using the tip of my brush to fill in this color first. Take enough color. If you take thick color, it will not dry very fast. And if you take thin color, it will dry very fast. So take thick colors, and before it dries, I will just take yellow and start applying in the center so that it gives a little variation of yellow in between. Little white and yellow mix, and I'm just applying it over here. So since my background is already wet, so it is blending. The color is blending with that orange. Now I'll just wash off my brush, and since it is wet, I will just take this color, this and a little bit of white mixed to it, and I'll start applying it over here. So just simple blend. Don't take too much color, otherwise this whole thing will turn into a different color. So just applying a line of it, and take a very little amount of color on your brush and just start filling it. And very light pressure you have to put when you are adding especially this violet color. I'll put more of violet, but first let's do this lower part. So I'll just add more white. My white has finished. Just a little more of white I have taken. And now I'll just mix this white to this fluorescent. And a little bit of this yellow color. And I'll apply it over here. Now since this is wet, I can blend this color, this violet color, with pink. So just take pink immediately, violet immediately, and try to apply it over here. And a little bit over here. So you can easily blend the color when two colors are wet. Just remove excess of water and just try to blend this color slowly. So blending will only happen if both the colors are wet. Otherwise, blending will not take place. Now again, I will apply just one more coat on this. Just mixing my purple, little blue and pink and more of white. And I'm just applying this color over here. Just take more of white again and try to just make a lighter version of violet and try to blend these two colors together. So always move the brush from light to dark, not from dark to light. And just wet your brush, remove excess of color, remove excess of water from your brush, and just with this damp brush I'm just blending the color. So once this is done, let's do a little bit of more of the clouds over here. Since this has completely dried above part, just touch it and see if it has dried or not. Or if it has dried, just apply, just take a little bit of yellow on your brush and add some more clouds. Some straight clouds are there of different colors. So already we have orange. So I'm just applying this yellow color in between and using my tip of the brush, that's it. The tip of my flat brush to paint it. And also I will take a little bit of this purplish color and I will start applying it over here. Just apply it very slowly. Take a little bit of white in this. And again, don't take too much water in this brush. Use the damp brush. Then only this will happen. If you will use a very wet brush, you cannot add any color to it. It will become a very different. So you every time whenever you are adding some clouds like this, use a damp brush. Don't use a very wet brush. Little bit more variations I will add to this cloud, but let's first wait for this to dry. So little bit more white and purple I'm adding, and I'm adding little more lighter color below. And I'm just pulling the color up, removing excess of color just with damp brush and just trying to pull the color upward. That's it. So once this much is done, I'll wait for this to dry to again do a little bit of cloud thing. But first we'll do this part. So for doing this part, I will use a smaller size round brush. And this color is a bit of mix of Prussian, sorry, not Prussian, Cerulean Blue and violet mix. So I'll take Cerulean Blue first. and a little bit of violet, cerulean blue. This is Prussian blue and also my black color. So let's start first with this part. So let's mix a little bit of violet and cerulean blue and white. So let's see. And first to the edge of this. So it's more towards bluish and bluish side than to purple. So I've mixed here cerulean blue and violet. So if your brush is drying like this, just add a little bit of water and then again start filling this up. So water is only needed for just flowing the color, like blending the color. Don't take too much water and make it watery, otherwise it will not look nice. So every time don't use too much water when you are using acrylic. Water is only needed when blending or something is required. That's it. To move the colors, that's it. Don't add too much water over here when you are using acrylic. If you want too much water to be used in acrylic, use acrylic inks. It comes in market. You can use acrylic ink. So I've just added more of white to towards the bottom part to give it a little misty look. Also, I'm blending the colors, the darker color and the lighter color. I'm trying to blend. So blending will only happen if your color is wet. Otherwise, blending will not take place. So whenever your color is, suppose if this color has dried and this color is wet, so just add again this layer of color and then start blending it. So this is how we do the blending in acrylics. So if your color has dried of top one, just apply it like this and just pull it down if this color is wet. So this is how we blend the first layer. So above part is dark and the lower part is little lighter in color. Now we'll add this mountain. Let's paint this mountain. I'm taking cerulean blue, this purplish color, and little bit of this Prussian blue mix. And I'm first outlining this. Just fill in this color first, just half of it. Now this color is red, so I'll just add a little bit of white in this, and I will add this layer of white and remove excess of color and start blending this color together from light to dark. Always take the color from light to dark. So this is how we blend the colors. So whenever you blend the colors, always move the color from light to dark. If you will move the colors from dark to light, everything will turn out to be a same color. Okay. So now let's start with this mountain. For this mountain, again, I'm taking little more of Prussian blue and this cerulean blue mix and a very little amount of white. Not too much white is needed over here. And let's first Now, as we'll go down, the amount of Prussian blue will increase because the lower mountains are darker in color. First, just filling half of it, and the next half I will use a lighter shade of this. So lighter value, just adding a little bit of white to this, and then I will just blend these two colors. So you can see this above part is dark and the lower part is a little lighter. So as we move down, colors will be more dark. So this is how we have to do the transition. In the first one, I added just the violet, a little bit of cerulean blue. In the second one, more of cerulean blue, and this, and little bit. And in this, I have added Prussian blue. In this also, very little amount of Prussian blue I have added. But in this, I have added more amount of Prussian blue. So you can see that there are so many colors, so many compositions of blues we can make by just mixing the three colors. So color mixing is again a very important topic, which I will definitely try to do one day in my live sessions, so that people can understand how to mix the colors. So if you want to learn color mixing thing, please let me know in the chat box so that I will plan for it. Okay, now let's start with this part. Now till now I haven't mixed any of my black color here. Now from here I'll start mixing a little bit of black to this. Now I've just taken first the purple color and a little bit of Prussian blue and cerulean blue, and a very little amount of black I will mix to this, and a very little amount of white also. Very little, not too much. And first I'll start outlining this. So make sure this color should be darker than this color. This color should be darker than this color. So that's how you have to mix the color. Mix little amount of color if you're not sure. Don't mix too much color one at a time. Just try to fill this in. And now I will just take more of white to this mix, and I'll first outline this. And you can see there's a difference between the color. Just wash off your brush, remove excess of water, and just try to first blend these two colors, then go with it. Now once the blending is done, I've just mixed the colors with just a damp brush. That's it. I haven't used any color in this. And just remove excess of color and just try to mix it. So everywhere same process follows. Whenever there is a mixing, you can mix it, blend it with your damp brush very slowly. Now let's do now this part. So you can see how the transition is going from light to dark. So this is how we have to maintain it. So now I will take this Prussian blue and this purple mix and I'll just add over here. So here I have not mixed cerulean blue. I have just taken Prussian blue and little bit of purple mix. And now I will just take a little bit of white and I will start adding over here. So I just added this. Now I will just wash off my brush, remove excess of water, and just try to blend these colors. You can see how the blending is being done, always from light to dark. I think this darker area, lighter area is more. So I just add a little bit more of this darker part here. And again I will take this lighter part and I will try to blend these colors. Now let's do this part. So for this part I'm taking Prussian blue, black and very little amount of this white mix. And I'll start first outlining this part. So it's not completely black, but yes, it is a little darker color. Just filling this whole area. And then a little bit of white more. And I'll start adding you can see how much thick color I'm using here when I'm just filling it up. So try to use thick colors when you are especially doing acrylic painting, then only you will be able to blend it. Otherwise, it will be difficult for you to blend it. Now, this part I will completely use this black color. I will not mix any color. I will just directly use this black color and fill it up. So now almost our this mountain part is done, and a little bit of textures and everything is left. But before that, I will first do the cloud part, and then I will proceed with this and wait for it to dry, and then we'll do the rest of the parts. Now here I have taken my round brush. So now what I will do is I will just again add. So my yellow has finished. I'm just adding a little bit of yellow and a bit of white also. Don't take this white because here already the blue has mixed a little. Take a separate white over here and then use all the colors. Just mix it up. Take this color and start adding like this thick colors. Just wash off your brush again and take this purplish color. Don't use too much water. You can see there's less water in my brush. So don't take too much water on your brush. Otherwise, you will not be able to do the proper mountain part. So use less water. Damp brush. You should not have. Now, once I have applied this color, again I will just wash off my brush and take this orangey color and a little bit of white mix and start applying it here. And I'm just trying to blend with this purplish color. Again, wash off your brush because purple has been there on my brush. So that's why I washed off my brush and again take this color and just make it a little light. Put it over there on top of this blue color, that violet color, so that it becomes a little lighter in shade. Now again wash off your brush, remove excess of water, take this color little bit and just apply it on top of it, and again just try to blend these colors. So the color will again be very lighter in shade. It will not be a very sharp lines will be there. It will look like there are blurry lines. Now with my silver brush, I will make the clouds. So silver brush is very important for making the clouds. So where is my silver brush? Just a second. So this is my silver brush which I use mostly for making the clouds. Just wet your brush, remove excess of water and take this purplish shade color and white. Damp brush you have to take. You don't have to. It should be a damp brush. It should not be a wet brush. And just tap it like this. Move it in circular motion. Again, just remove excess of water. Take little bit of purple and white mix and start first making the shape. So I'm just moving my brush in the circular motion. So I've just taken purple and white. That's it. Only this much color is needed. and just add few clouds on top of it. Since this is a half circle thing, so you can easily make half circle clouds with this. Very easy technique of making the clouds. Just add few clouds here and there. And take a little bit of fluorescent, this pink, and just add it to the bottom part of the cloud. So you can see I'm just using my damp brush. Whenever you make any clouds, don't take wet brushes, otherwise these clouds will not be formed. Always take the little damp brush to make these clouds. Okay. Also add few more lines on top. That's it. Now let's add some details to this part. So for adding the details, I will use my fan brush. Just wet your fan brush. Remove excess of water, damp it. Should not have too much water in this. Damp brush and just take first black color and apply it on top of it. Just to give a little effect. Now to this color, use the same blue color and start adding on top of it. Okay. Now to this part. This part I will just take this blue, Prussian blue color, and I'll start adding here. So it will look like there are small grasses or trees which are being reflected on top of this. I'll mix a little bit of Prussian blue in this cerulean blue, and I'll start adding over here as well. Okay. And to the above, I'll just take this violet and white and a little bit of this cerulean blue, and I'll just add on top of it. So basically the color should be same which color you have used on top of it. Now just wash off your brush and take your liner brush or rigger brush. So what is the difference between liner and rigger brush is that rigger brush is more longer than the liner brush. Just wet your brush, take this black color and start adding a few trees on top of it. Just few trees, very small trees which are being reflected. So very small, just random trees. And also on this part also you can add few just by using this Prussian blue color. Always when you are doing these smaller things, make color little fluid so that you can easily make small textures. Okay. So if you are trying it out, this painting, do tag me on my Instagram so that I can see your beautiful painting. It's a very beautiful and vibrant painting. You can use your own different colors. Like here I have used blue. You can use green color. You can use a different ultramarine blue. Whatever blue you have, you can just change the color and use it. Even the background color, you can change it. It's your choice. The technique, I'm just telling you how the technique works over here. Just adding a little more of pinkish color. Even if you don't have this filbert brush, you can use your round brush and move it in circular motion and create the clouds. But with filbert brush, it is a little bit easier task. So that's why I recommend to use a filbert brush. Then, so I'm just taking a little bit of thin layer of pink, and I'll start pink and white mix, very thin color, and I'll just add it over here to give more vibrance to the painting, and I will just blend it lightly. So this is the complete painting. So let's take out the tape and see how it looks. So do share in your comment box, did you enjoy watching this painting? And do try it out if you are an art lover and do acrylic painting. I hope this was an informative session. Do share your feedbacks in the comment section. And if you're trying it out, do share this or tag me on Instagram. I would love to see it. You can use any brand of acrylic paint or poster colors or gouache colors, whichever color you like, you can use it and you can paint this thing. You can see. So, so this is the importance of putting tape. Some of the colors have come out over here. So what you can do is you can just take a white paint and just cover it up so that it gives a nice finish to the boundaries. Just cover it up with white paint. That's it. This way you can hide some of the lines which have got disturbed. So I hope you guys enjoyed this painting. So before ending the sessions, so I hope you guys enjoyed this and do share your artworks if you like the painting so that I can see and give you the feedback. And do share your feedbacks in the comment section. I would love to see that. And thank you so much for watching this video and take care. Bye bye.